Elterwater, small village in Great Langdale, and we're heading to the Elterwater Hostel, which is the starting point for the 23-4T round. That's to cover 23 Wainwrights and then back to the hostel. There's various different ways of doing this. There's one that was set right at the beginning, which is a little bit too far for us, I think, today. We're going to use Richard Kendals round, which is around 29 miles-ish, with I think just over 9,000 foot of ascent. So here we are at the Elterwater Hostel. And the first summit we're going for is Silver How. It's a lovely wet day, but it has forecast for the rain to subside in the next hour or so. On top of Silver How, it's just over 1.7 miles in, 150 foot of ascent. Nice views from the top of here. Next summit is Blea Rigg. Just opening up a little bit now. On the summit of Blea Rigg. Just under 4 miles in and just under 2,150 foot of ascent. Our next summit is Pavey Ark. Stickle Tarn in front of us, just looking directly towards Pavey Ark. On the summit of Pavey Ark, 5.6 miles in and 3,044 foot of ascent. It's very windy up here. Now heading towards Heron Stickle, and it's just started to hail. Nice. Just approach Heron Stickle. It's a short ascent to the top. This summit, Heron Stickle, overlooking Stickle Tarn. 0.1 mile, 374 foot of ascent. The next summit is going to be Loft Crag. She's just in front of us, and then onto Pike O Stickle. Looking back towards Heron Stickle where we just come from. This is Loft Crag. And front of us, definitely a bit breezy today. Nearly. There's the summit of Pike O Stickle. Now heading towards Thunacar Knott, and then just in the distance you'll see there it's high raised. That'll be after Thunacar. We're now on Thunacar Knott, 7.7 miles, 150 foot of elevation. So next up is high raise.
high raise. Right in for it.
8.72 miles, 4,650 foot of ascent. Next up, Sergeant Man.
It's on the approach now to Sergeant Man. Take a little helmet. It's a bit clearer. Clag coming in from behind.
Summit of Sergeant Man. It's 9.3 mile, 4,737 foot of ascent. Funny what a difference 10 minutes can make. It's absolutely gorgeous here now. Tarn Crag. Very clear views here. Okay. Couple of Langdales. They've done 10.77 miles and 5,005 foot of ascent. Started the hill again, and the winds. The sunshine was short-lived. On our way up to Hart Crag now. Hart Crag, 4.5 miles, 5,588%. And there's Gibson Knott.
Top of Gibson Knott.
It's 13.72 miles, 5,946 foot of ascent. Next, Helm Crag. That's Helm Crag, straight in front of us. Helm Crag, 14.6 miles and 6,445 foot of ascent. This is tough now, very tough. Seeing Grasmere now, just passing through, we're heading back onto the fells. I think the next fell is Heron Pike. This is probably that one, yeah. High up there. daft. They're sheltering. Absolutely freezing. Fingers are falling off. There's Stone Arthur, just in front of us. Stone Arthur, 21.2 miles. 9,465 foot of ascent. It's quite a way off the horseshoe. We're going to make our way back up there now. Not far off Great Rigg now. This wind is absolutely energy sapping. So on the summit of Great Rigg, 22.13 miles, 10,657 foot of ascent. Next up is Fairfield. Unreal conditions. Hail is ridiculous. Going up to the summit of Hart Crag. Hart Crag. .88 miles and 11,601 foot of ascent. mad.
Summit High Pike.
That's 25.5 miles and 12,437 foot of ascent. Now for Low Pike.
This is Low Pike.
26.33 miles and 12,673 foot of ascent. Well, that was interesting. The wind had been pretty bad all day, to be fair. The weather wasn't great.
On the way up to Fairfield from, what's the one before Fairfield?
That would be Great Rigg.
Great Rigg. We had a lot of hail and high winds, and as we moved over onto Fairfield, the wind seemed to increase even more. Coming off Fairfield, there was literally waves of wind and hail in front of us, and it got very painful at times. Coming off Hart Crag, Dove Crag, we were sheltering and ducking down behind a wall just to have some relief from the wind. It started to go dark about when we were at High Pike, was it?
It was dark before High Pike because I know we had head torches on a High Pike, so it was dark at High Pike. The winds.
Well, we were following a wall, and you could hear the wind battering the wall, and it was howling, and the wall was like it was like whistling as we were going past.
If you know the route, there's a wall that goes directly down, and High Pike and Low Pike are on one side of the wall. That's the side that we were descending. But yeah, you're right. It sounded ridiculously on the other side of the wall. But once we reached Low Pike, we just come off Low Pike, and then the wind. It just went absolutely chaotic. It was lay on the floor, face down on the floor. We couldn't move. It wasn't even possible to stand up.
No.
It was ridiculous.
I was crawling on my hands and knees at one point.
It was
trying to descend just a little bit more to get some shelter behind the rocks again.
So anyway, our route from there onwards, we'd already kind of made our mind up at that point that it was silly to carry on. At that point, Low Pike was our 22nd peak. We had a 23rd to get. 23rd was going to be Loughrigg. The route we was going to take would have been to go over the wall and descend directly down. But it seemed that the wind was hitting the wall from the other side, which meant we would have been literally going straight into the lion's den. That was absolutely not safe. It wasn't even safe where we were, to be fair.
No.
So we just made a conscious decision to descend downwards, and we basically went into Ambleside. We stopped the watches in Ambleside, and we called a taxi, and we was taken back to the National Trust car park at Elterwater, and that was the end of our 23 before tea. It became 22.
It was the right decision to make.
That's absolutely.
I think Loughrigg would have been just as bad as anywhere else we've been.
Well, that's the thing. Even if we could have got down to Loughrigg, and even if we'd have taken low ground from Ambleside to Loughrigg, we still had to ascend again. And in that weather, it would have been silly. I think we could have put our lives in risk, and also the lives of others if they had to come and help us out, which we don't want to do. But yeah, I mean, it's just a shame that the day went the way it was. We certainly had ample supplies. We had ample fitness to carry on, do the whole route, and Loughrigg, it wouldn't have been a problem at all to ascend it, but just in that weather, it was a definite no. So to be done again.
Yeah, definitely
we'll do that again. So thank you for watching. If you like our content, please give us a like and a subscribe, and we will appreciate that. Thank you very much. Goodbye.